Hi, my friends. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to do a little experimenting. Hopefully, it'll go well. This will either be a lot of fun or it'll be a disaster. But anyway, we'll do it together if you stick with me. I do want to start doing more of my videos where I start off facing the camera and talking to y'all directly. But today's not that day because I'm battling some type of GI bug. So no hair, no makeup. But anyway, it comes and goes in waves. So I don't know what it is, what type of virus. But anyway, here we are. So we're going to have some scrapbooking fun. And this way I'm not contagious to anyone. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this is the new line that just came out on the beginning of January, and it is the Your Own Way, and I did an unboxing of this, so, and it's still available until the 16th. You can get the entire bundle for $93 until January 16th, as long as supplies last. And last time I checked, there were still available packages. So anyway, just in case you're interested as we go through, because these are gorgeous papers, and it's kind of more, it's you know, you get your stickers go through every month of the year. So you could do this as kind of a journaling your everyday life. Or you don't have to use those stickers, and you can do it for specific events or special occasions. But I got the project playbook. This comes with it if you get the entire bundle. And so I was looking through it, and what I am most interested in, I'll show you. Hopefully there's not too much of a glare. But anyway, we start into the projects here. This is our cutting guide on these first few pages. But here we've got a 2-page spread. I'll probably do all of these, but eventually. Then we got a 2-page spread here. Then we've got a 1-page spread layout. Spread would be a layout, wouldn't it? And then a 1-page layout here. And I have never done anything. I found this one really interesting, and I've never done anything like this before. So I thought I was going to do, I think I'll do this one. But I'm going to probably put photos. I want to do more than one photo. I don't like to have a page with just one photo, unless it's like a title page. But and that's what this could be, I guess, if you wanted to do it that way. But I think I'm going to put like a little photo here and a little one here. We'll see as that goes on. But I do want to try this layout, and I hope you all like it too. So let's see what we need. Of course, if you do this the way it's intended to save paper, the best way to save paper is to first cut all of your cuts, and they don't necessarily all go on the same project. So, you know, you can cut all of these and have it ready and then do all of these. And that's probably the best way. It's just today, I think I'm going to do it just the one, you know, because then the best way you could do all your layouts all at once. You'd have these done. But what I'm going to do is just focus on this one unique one. And the first thing to do, we've just to identify it that way and do just one, we're going to find 6A, which is back here. Oh, here's general tone 6. That's this one. Okay. So 6A, I'm sorry, I can't read. I guess the GI virus is doing that. 6A. So we need 11 3/4 by 11 3/4. So we just would be cutting 1/8 off each side using the pinking blade, which I do not have. I thought that was this wave thing. So I don't have the Creative Memories trimmer yet, so I'm going to have to improvise, and I may just go ahead and use the wavy blade, because that came with it as part of the bundle. So I'm going to have to improvise a little bit. So I might have more trimmed off of here. So I might want to make my cardstock a little bit wider. But you know, you can adjust all these projects. So they recommend the beige cardstock, but I'm actually, and I'm doing all different papers. I want to see what you think of this. So I've got the dark sea green cardstock. That's one of my favorites out of this. And then I am going to use this. This is what I'll take the wave border around. that's going to be down there. And then these, I was thinking, could be, because then what we've got left is we need 1, 2, 3 different types of to make our triangles out of. So I definitely want these two to be what I cut some of my triangles out of. Then I'm debating, and I thought once I see them all together, I don't know if I want this to be my third one. We need 3 designer papers for our triangles. So, and I call them triangles. They're not exactly triangles. They're just our shapes. And so I was thinking this one or this one. Now, I love how those colors all blend with this one, but it doesn't give it quite the punch that that one does because of the bold design. So I think I'm going to go with this one. And I do love this paper. I'm going to be using that for sure. All right. So now that I have, and the way I kind of chose, because I'm not exactly following this, I wanted to have a sort of subtle pattern here. This is a little bit bolder, it's a little bit different, and it's also smaller, on smaller scale. And then this one, of course, gives us that bold pop. So they're not really competing with each other. At least with my eyes, they are not. Okay, so I am going to go off camera and I am going to cut. Now, they had recommended for your cardstock, that's your beige cardstock, oh, that says it here. They're recommending to use the whole thing, but I like to preserve mine. So I'm going to cut about a 1 inch, because now I'm afraid I'm going to be going in a little bit deeper on here. See, they don't have much cardstock showing. More of mine's going to likely show. So I'm going to do at least 1 inch around, maybe even more. But I'm going to go cut that off camera and come right back. Here is the frame that I cut, and I made it 1.5 inches all the way around. The reason I didn't cut it on camera is I don't have the current Creative Memories 12-inch trimmer, and they're coming out with a new one. It's supposed to be here in March, and I'll have that then. But the other thing is, without the pinking blade, I am not able to follow the recipe exactly, but I thought that this wave border maker is part of the border maker cartridge system, and you get this wave cartridge with this bundle, and I think it looks really, really nice on here, but it's not designed to make frames exactly. So let me show you, like, this is a border punch and frame punch. So you can make frames and borders with this. So go all the way around your paper. I still think this one might work. We're going to give it a try here. Off camera, I went ahead and punched the straight sides, and then I'm going to show you how to use it, and we'll see how this works like this. So this is your cartridge holder right here, and you just go ahead and drop this in. You want the prongs facing this way. What's the only way it'll fit in? But you want the prongs here because that's what's going to fit into the system. This is the border maker system, and those prongs fit in here, and you move it down the line as you're making your border. So the first thing you want to do with this is open up the paper guide, and snaps into place like that. And then normally your paper is going to square up exactly, but since we already have one edge cut off, it's not going to. This lifts up. This is what holds your paper in place. There's magnets on both sides. And we'll just go ahead and slip this in. Like I said, normally it would butt up to both ends there and square up, but we've already cut that one edge off. So we'll go ahead and put our paper holder down, and the magnet holds it in place. And then we're going to flip this over and put our guide back in its place because we don't need it any longer. We need to be able to reach those prongs. So with a wing and a prayer, cross your fingers and toes, we're going to see how this turns out. So you want to make sure it fits. Let me get those papers out of the way. You want to make sure, and you can feel when it goes in there and when it doesn't. So you want to line it up exactly. The teeth allow it to go right up against this border maker system. And then you push down, and then we're going to go ahead and find the next one. And now it can feel like you're in there, but you got to make sure you're really up against the edge there. See, kind of right in here, kind of feels like you're there, but you're not. It's got to drop in place. And I don't think that looks too bad, does it? And then drop down into place. And then one more. And that matches up the same way that one did. There we go. I do not think that looks bad at all. Woohoo! Okay. We lucked out on this one. And then we'll put our guide back up because we need that again. So put our guide up, snap it in place, feed the paper in. Okay. And then we're going to put our paper holder down, push this out of the way, and make our other edge here. Okay, so go up against there. Move it down the line. That last punch didn't go so well. That was my fault. That was operator error, but that's okay. I don't think it's going to look bad. We'll just go ahead and... Okay. I don't think I had it fully engaged. There we go. I think that looks fabulous. I'm happy with that. Okay. So, oh, and then you just, to take it out, there's a button here. You just push, and you kind of, sometimes, there we go. And it just comes out, and you store them separate. All right. And then you get these little pieces. Like, I kind of like, you could use those pieces. I mean, obviously not on that paper, but you could use those. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So I do like, I have a little bag. I'm starting to save all my little pieces from punches because I will use those. The one with the food, well, it's not really, it doesn't have food. It has the dishes. That one has a rolling pin and spoon, wooden spoon, really cool. That one leaves really good, like the little negative parts. It leaves those, some really good ones behind. All right, so I think that looks great. And now we're going to figure out how to cut our triangles. So if you can see on the guide here, 8 will give us those 2 pieces. Oh no, 8 will give us these 4 pieces. And then 4 will give us this. So let's see, and that's, I'm talking about the sketches. So we can have this be 8B and 8D, I think. Have this be 8C and 8A. And then have this one be 4F and 4G. I think that's the way I want it. Or this could be 8C and A because it's a little bit plainer. And we go in between them. That might be the better thing to do. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Okay, so we want to make this one 8B and 8D. 8B and 8D. For this one, for these cuts, I should say, not just one, but for these cuts, I am going to bring my trimmer in place. This is my We Are Memory Keepers trimmer. So let's see. 8B and 8D. We go back to our recipe here for the ones they're cutting on 8. Right here. So... and that quick, I forgot which ones. 8B and 8D. So 8B and 8D. Oh, okay. So they use reverse sides. I'm going to be cutting more paper than I wanted to. Let's see. Yeah. My reverse sides aren't going to work. So that's something to think about if you want to save paper. I want to get the pretty thing that I want. So we're going to do for these, we need, this is 5 by 6. This is 5 by 6 and this is 5 by 4. So we do need a 5 by 6 and a 5 by 4. So we're going to want 10 this way and then 5 wide. So we want 10 long. Okay, so, and you'll see why I want my Creative Memories trimmer, because this one is not, I have to change blades constantly. That's my only complaint. I like a lot of things about this. I got a little place to store my score. It's a good scoreboard. My only complaint is I change the blades constantly. They don't stay sharp. And sometimes they grab the paper. So, okay, let's, so I can't wait to get my new and improved, I don't know why it needs improvement, my new Creative Memories. So we are going to, and I like to go about in the middle of the paper or a little bit lower and cut toward the way I'm holding it. And then we have to go back down and just try to hold it tight, because like I said, this grabs and sometimes tears my paper. So then we want 5 this way. Okay, and then we're going to make 6 and 4. So 6. So 6 and 4, cut from corner to corner. And again, the Creative Memories trimmer, if you've ever seen it, it's got the lines on there to be able to do something like this. But the only way I could do it on here is to line it up like this. So there's my cut line. My cut line, and I'll just put the tip, put both tips at the cut line. Again, I cannot wait to get my Creative Memories trimmer, because that just moved a smidgen. Okay, so there's one of our shapes. I keep calling them triangles, they're really not, are they? So there's one of our shapes, and then here's the other one. So I'm going to have to do probably a double page with this so that I can use up these other pieces, and I probably will do that. I'll come back on and show you when I get it done. But if you want to use exact papers, you can do that. And then, you won't waste as much paper as I'm about to waste. But again, I think I'll do another layout. So we've got, we want one of these and one of these for this particular layout. And I'll use these in another layout. I really will. Okay, so we got that cut. And then we wanted to cut, let's see which one. That was A and D. Yeah, that was B and D, sorry. We want A and C. A and C would have been the reverse, but since I didn't use the reverse, do we want to? No, I don't think so. I don't think that would look right. So I wanted to do, yeah, I wanted to do this lighter one. Do this. So this is basically going to be the same measurements, but they just use one paper for the whole thing, which, again, that probably would be better. But I'm going to make this a double page layout. So, oh, here we go. We want to go to 10, and this is definitely not directional. And then we want to go to 5. Okay, and then we want to cut 6. So we've got our 6 and our 4, and then we're going to cut them on the diagonal. That's what this is, a diagonal. Got one of them goes there, and one of them in our pile to do the next page. And then it moved. See why I want my creative memories one? I hope they hurry up. Getting that line back up probably ain't gonna be too easy here. Okay, all right, not bad. So we got 2 there. So next we need 4F and 4G. 4F and 4G. So that's gonna be, I might be able to conserve a good bit of this paper. Okay. So we want to cut, this is going to be 4, oh yes, so 6 this way, 4 this way. It doesn't matter, it's not directional. So basically just 4 by 6 for this. We want it by 6, so I can drop this down. At least this does have this side measure. That's the only way I could do my frame. So we're going to want that at 6. And if we turn it this way, we can be sure we're at 6. Okay. And I'm just going to go up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I got a good bit of this left, so I'm not too worried about that. So we've got our 4 by 6, and we just go ahead and cut. It looks like we cut the diagonal first. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we cut the diagonal first, and then out of this one, we're going to cut 2 inches off. So it's like this, and we're going to cut 2 inches off of this top. So it's obviously 6. We want to get this to 4. We'll cut 2 inches off. It seems weird, doesn't it? That's what it says. 2 whole inches off. Okay, now that looks right now that I look at it. So we got all our pieces and parts. Let's see what we can do with this. I think we got it all, right? Yep. Got all our main ones. I'm not sure if I'm going to use a frame or not, because, or a mat, because I might do something a little different. I realized we really should have been marking on here which is which. So I went back and I marked. So as you're cutting them, go ahead and mark what piece it is. So this was 8D and so forth. I went and, you know, wrote on all of them. So I know which one's which when we go to put them down. Let's go ahead and do, get this down. Oh, that looks pretty too, doesn't it? I'm going to use a repositional tape. It's really my favorite. And, you know, actually, so it's great to be able to pick things back up and move them around if you got them in the wrong place. But it also, once it's down, it stays down. It's not like they're going to come back up. Plus, you are going to be, and I'm doing a little bit extra here than I need to, just because I want that, make sure the edges stay down. You're going to be putting a page protector over your page anyway, so I prefer the repositional myself. There we go. And get this down. eyeball the center there. And then I went ahead and cut a mat just because I think it's easier to know where to lay everything. So the mat goes about right there. Isn't that pretty? Gosh, these colors are so gorgeous. Okay, now the other thing I might have screwed up by, not doing it with the same papers is you get a different angle when you reverse them, but I still think it's going to work. Okay, so this is our, if we follow the recipe here, we want 8B up here at the top. So 8B is going to go about like that, maybe a little bit more of an angle, so that must come over. Okay, and then 8C is next, and that is going to be, I think, one of our plainer ones, right? That's 8A. This is, I know you can hardly see, I wrote in red pen, but it's 8C. Okay, so the long angle goes that way and the point down. It's up a little bit more like that. Then we've got, just going around clockwise, we've got 4G. 4G. And that's going to go like so. They have, theirs are out a little bit more because it's almost, theirs are almost going to the edge. There we go. And then we have 8D. So this should be 8D. It is. 8D is going to go like this. Oh, this is so pretty, isn't it? Oh, okay. Oh, that's almost all the way out. So that kind of comes more like this. And then we want 8A. Should be this one. 8A. It goes so that, yeah, see the angles go a little bit different when you're not flipping them around, but I think it'll still work. Just going to go under here. Okay, not like that. That messed everything up, didn't it? Okay. I have to come over a little bit. There we go. And then 4F. This should be 4F, and it is. Okay. So that is pretty darn cute, isn't it? Let's just put them like that. Oh, yeah. It's really pretty cool. And I still think I'm going to put a photo up here and down there. So let's go ahead and get these down. I'll speed it up. Ta-da! And I think that looks great. Since this is the mat, I cut my mat 4x6, so I'm going to want this to be 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. So let me get my photo trimmer, and we've got, I'm going to cut a little bit off first because I want to try to get us centered as much as possible. But so we're going to go to here. And then if I back up, so yeah, we want 3 3/4. If I back up by 2, because we're pretty centered as it is, cut there, and then we should still be centered. Yeah, pretty much. I could have cut a little bit more off my side, but it's all right. Okay. And then we want 5 3/4. I had to think for a minute. So I'm going to cut the top off. 5 3/4. Oh, if I want to cut the top, what am I saying? I'll tell you, this virus must have me. I know when I had a cold and I was trying to do taping, I was like, what? The brain is not working. There we go. So let's see how that looks. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I like that. Then I'm just thinking we want a little bit, maybe something like 3 by 3. Yeah, I think let's start with 3 by 3. We can always cut more off if we have to, but that's probably going to be pretty good for our lovely sunset here. I like it. There we go. And now we can go ahead and we want to put some, like I was really liking this. Ooh, and I wasn't even thinking about these photos when I did that, but look, that's like a sunbeam there. Maybe we want that up there. I'm going to cut it in half, of course, but that might be good up there. And then maybe put our photo there, there, there. I'm pretty committed to this, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half, and I can always use that other half another time. So these are 6.5. This mat's 6.5 this way, so it'd be 3.25 will get us half. I love this photo trimmer. It's amazing. What if we do it this way? And then I could put Key West up here in some of the little journaling things. This, I kind of like where it's not blocking everything, and that's kind of like a sail there. I like all that. We just need a little something here. So let me put this down. We've gone kind of round robin, haven't we? But gotten there because I just really like it. I like to experiment, so I hope y'all like to as well. Kind of fun. Like I said, I really just love these colors. They're amazing. So we need a little something up here, and I'm going to put Key West on a little strip there. Or I'm going to put it on something. I don't know yet what. So I have brought all these out. We have all of these little journaling pieces, or not journaling pieces, all our little ephemera. Do something like that. I don't know what yet, but something. And of course, they're all going to match. That's what I love about these bundles. I mean, you know, or even any of the series, they're all going to match. Kind of like that, too. Ooh, that one's nice. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe. I was thinking maybe put the girls. Ooh, you know what else might really like spice this up or spruce it up? I meant to say, not spice up, spruce up. A little corner, maybe something like that. That matches our Robin and I kind of. Oh, was that? No, Brenda doesn't have blue on, but we got our blue on. I like that arrow. Okay, let's see. I don't know if that makes sense. It might. And we've got stickers, but the stickers are pretty much seasonal. Let's see. Yeah. Well, Better Together is pretty cool. I probably made it for your sweetheart, but you know what? Good friends are better together too. The three of us definitely are better together. I like that. And then we could just put Key West here. I got little strips. Where are they? We could pop dot this baby up. Let's do that. I ended up taken the one I had on there off because there was something about those colors. I just didn't like how they were going. So I put this wider one down, and then I pulled off some of these stickers I think I'm going to use. Now, I showed a video where I cut out the stickers, but on these I feel pretty confident about where I'm going to put them. But so I feel like I can lay these down. They'll be okay. So we've got Sunshine Season. I like those colors. And then I was going to put this and Pop Dot one. Maybe this one goes here. Maybe this one here. And then Pop Dot this one on top. So it'll be up a little bit more. And then I like this one over here on our photo. And then we'll just get us a little Pop Dot. And of course I put this on crooked as I'm talking. I probably won't be able to pull it up. I think it's okay. It's okay. Let's don't sweat it. But I got a Pop Dot here for this one. And then, you know, you can use your little, I've got the little powder that you can use so that your sticker won't stick anywhere except where you're popped on it. We're going to take away the sticky. Take away the sticky from the sticker. And then that way it'll just stick with the Pop Dot only, not try to stick to anything else. Okay, and then we're just going to put Key West here. I've got those little strips. I have our Write On journaling strips, and I just wrote Key West Fun on there. All right, so I hope you've had fun watching this, even though it's kind of jumbled up. But I like doing little different alternative things, and I really wanted these colors, and I love them. Thank you for watching.